WTF Nation Radio.
Served my country for 4 long years. I've lost some friends and I've shed some tears. There ain't nothing I wouldn't do to keep this country free. My neck is red and my collar is blue. It takes a special breed to fight for you. If you don't like it, you're free to leave. Free and the home of the brave. It's where I grew up, it's where I was raised. Love and guts and glory, that's how God made me. It's the whole damn reason that we are free. 'Cause guys like me who ain't afraid to bleed. And if you don't like it, you're free to leave. Before you set a match to the stars and stripes, you best get ready for the fight of your life. 'Cause that ain't gonna happen, son, no, not around me. If you're gonna have it, fly it high and proud. If you're gonna sing America, sing it loud. And if you don't like it, you're free to leave. Sure, I believe in our freedom of speech, but if you're gonna bash our country, stay out of my reach, or I'm gonna knock that stupid little grin right off your chin. So before you set a match to the stars and stripes, you best get ready for the fight of your life. 'Cause that ain't gonna happen, son, no, not around me. If you're gonna have it, fly it high and proud. If you're gonna sing America, sing it loud. And if you don't like it, you're free to leave. You're free to leave. Served my country for 4 long years. I've lost some friends and I've shed some tears. If you don't like it, your ass is still free to leave.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots. Just would like to say that let me see. There are 140 shopping days until Christmas. So how's everybody doing tonight? Where's my co-host at? Where's Mr. Ship at? Ship. Where's my buddy Ship?
I'm here.
Ah, there you are. Thought you fell.
I just got carried away dancing to the music you were rock and rolling to, and couldn't really hear you too well, but enjoyed the music.
Yeah, I tried to fade it out a little bit, but I don't get that right all the time because it sounds different in my ear than it does to the audience, and I'm trying to get that right. I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th year of broadcasting, so one of these days it'll come out. Bill York says Friday night. Where the heck? Friday night wedding with an open bar. See y'all tomorrow afternoon and bring the ibuprofen. Hell yes.
I need to go to the bar.
Man, I don't remember the last time I've been in a bar. I don't go out much. I don't know if it's oldness or it's just, I just don't, it's just not a thing for me. I used to a lot. I used to go out a whole lot, and now it's not so much anymore. I don't know if it's an getting old thing or if it's just a getting older thing. It's not so much fun anymore. That's why I couldn't, I don't know how Spanky does it. She goes out and she always posts videos of her and her friends, like, at some country bar, and there's live music going on and having a good time. And yes, it's a good time. I just get nervous I won't go out. Like if we have a company function, it's like, hey, we're gonna take off for a half a day and we're gonna do just the team's gonna get together at this burger bar or whatever, and we're just gonna eat burgers and drink beers for a while. I'll go out there and I'll drink, or I'll go out there and I'll eat burgers all day long. But if I have one alcoholic beverage, I do not want to drive at all, period. There's no,
I'm right there with you on that one.
There's no two ways about that. It's not a blood alcohol content thing, or it's not my ability to drive. It's just, I don't want any alcohol in my system if I'm going to be operating a motor vehicle. It's just for my own protection. It's why I have like a dash cam. I have a forward facing and a rear facing dash cam, just because, I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. And the traffic is so bad. You can be just doing everything the right way and still get hit or get into some kind of accident. So I don't want any. I'm going to eliminate all of the variables. So,
have you taken that dash cam of yours like on a road trip? I got one recently and I went on a road trip with it.
Yeah.
And I got some really nice shots and views of mountains and valleys and stuff.
Yeah, I don't take a lot of road trips. My road trips are usually to Montana and back, and those are some beautiful views. The route that I take doesn't. I don't get to see the mountains. I'll go up from Amarillo into Colorado, and then all the way up into Colorado. Then I head west, and then toward Denver. And I don't see mountains until I almost get to Denver.
Oh, wow.
If I take the super scenic route, I can go through Raton Pass and go up through like Colorado Springs and stuff. And that's just a beautiful drive, but it takes a lot longer.
And aren't the cliffs on to your left and to the right? You don't have much room for error too, right?
True. But Colorado Springs is some of the most beautiful scenery as far as interstate driving goes that I've been on.
I've never been to that area.
So hey, we've got some guests coming up, and I want to share that with you before we get the show started. And these are two big ones. Frank, if you guys have ever heard of Frank from Frankly Built, he's a cosplayer named Frank from Frankly Built. Will be on Pop Culture Warrior Tuesday with CQ and Radar to talk about his passion of building and making his costumes for cosplay. I went and visited his Facebook page, and he did a complete build. And this is not just like masks and things and stuff. He 3D printed an entire Iron Man costume. And I know that gets CQ very, very hyped up, man, because he's a huge Iron Man fan. So Frank from Frankly Built is going to be on Pop Culture Warrior on Tuesday. And then a week later, we're going to have Dominic Burgess is going to be on. Actor Dominic Burgess will be on Pop Culture Warrior on Tuesday the 17th with CQ and Radar to talk about his recent TV series, Dr. Death, which is huge right now. I think, what is that on? It's on Netflix, isn't it? Is Dr. Death on Netflix, or is that on something? It might be. I don't know. I haven't seen it. My mom told me about Dr. Death. It's about a completely incompetent doctor and almost the impossibility of getting him removed from doing surgeries and shit. Like, so many people died. So Dominic has made appearances on the Santa Clarita Diet, The Rookie, Queen of the South, and many other TV shows. His IMDb page is like pages and pages long.
Queen of the South? That was a good one.
Dude, I super enjoyed Queen of the South. I really enjoyed Queen of the South. Queen of the South is a story of a Sinaloa cartel out of Culiacan, Mexico. Mm-hmm. And they basically packed her body full of drugs and then smuggled her over the border, and then they unpacked the drugs, and she almost died, and then she ended up surviving, and the story that entire thing, there's so many twists and turns, and she ends up being this super awesome drug lord, and she's just badass. It's just a really badass show. So if you ever get a chance, go to it's on Netflix. There's how many 2 seasons? 2 or 3?
I think they stopped after 2. I'd have to go check again.
But yeah, it's called Queen of the South. Queen of the South.
Damn good show.
There's really no there's no big name actors or anything like that. It's just it's a really good story. It's really well put together, and everybody in it does a super awesome job. So that's Queen of the South. But anyway, Dominic Burgess was in 5 or 6 episodes of Queen of the South. So anyway, he's going to be on the show on the 17th. So please mark your calendars and tune in. So tonight we are going to do something different. We're going to talk about just kind of news and commentary, just kind of BSing and interacting with the crowd here. Elliot, I see you. Testing. Reading you loud and clear. Oh my gosh. Spanky says, yeah, Dumas. You go through Dumas. It's dumbass. That's how I pronounce it. Dumbass. Not to upset anybody that lives in Dumas. One thing I do remember when I go through Raton, I think we passed through Dalhart, and that is like the worst smelling. It's like a complete. It's a cattle town. There's millions and millions and millions of head of cattle, and that urine has to go somewhere, and they put it on the ground, and it just kind of turns into ammonia, and the entire trip through Dalhart smells like ammonia. My boss's daughter, or my lab engineer, my lab architect's daughter works up there in the cattle industry, and she lives there. She lives that stuff.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That is nuts.
So anyway, we're going to do news and commentary for the first hour, but then the second hour we're going to come back after our break if I don't get kicked off after the all of these folks with interesting names are coming. Okay, I'm gonna pronounce your name here. Hamadullah Safi. Good evening, guys. Well, good evening to you. Thank you for joining. We had another Rahab Zerky showed up earlier and said hello. So hello, Rahab. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have everybody here, man. This is Friday nights are really important, man. It's the end of the week. We get a break. We get a break, and tonight, like I said, I tried to say we're going to try to do something a little bit different, which we used to do. This is all old school WTF Nation radio. I'm going to try to bring back. It's called Drink That Tune. So what you do is you got a beverage of your choice in your hand. I'm going to play a cut of music. We used to play just like a section, like, a 20 or 30 second section. But, lots of bad stuff happens when you play copywritten music. So I'm gonna just let me try to how do I do this?
You're trying to play with the devil, aren't you?
I'm playing with the devil a little bit. Let me see.
Okay. So this should be interesting.
So I'm gonna play like this much of a song. So it's gonna be like this, and it's not always gonna be at the beginning of the song. It might be in the middle of the song. It might be at the end of the song or whatever. But it's gonna be like this. I'll play that much of a song, and you're going to have to guess what song that is. So right now, just as practice, can anybody tell me what the name of that song? And what we want is the name of the song and the artist. The name of the song.
Wasn't that Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
No. Can anybody guess what that song is? And I've got, we have a lot of different platforms going on here. So I've got this big massive chat window which brings in all of the chats into one window, which is awesome. No, Elliot, I'm sorry, that's not Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me. His comment before that is he's going to beat Spanky's ass.
I'll pay money to watch that. 'Cause
right?
It's not gonna happen. Oh man.
Or what if I did it like in the middle of this, or like a couple more seconds into the song here? So it's difficult because I'm only playing super small snippets of the song. So this might be a little bit more difficult than I'm imagining. But what I have is I have a list of 20 songs. I stopped at 20. We might get through 20. We might not get through 20. But we're going to keep score. And we've got people watching the chats. And the winner, whoever has the most correct guesses, and we're looking for the name of the song and the artist. I've got a list of stuff that's in our little prize closet. And I've got a list. I'm a list guy. I like lists. So we've got some T-shirts from United Hero Apparel. We've got a CD from Assuming We Survive. We've got some posters. We've got some books from Mark Liebman and Tactical 16. We've got some T-shirts from Veteran Trash Talk, which are really cool. We're just buddies, man. We get along. We're kind of providing entertainment for the veteran community. So we help them, they help us. And one of the things that's on that prize list is this little button here.
Let's go, high speed.
So it's a little button that's got a bunch of different sayings on it.
Where's the damn lieutenant? Lottie-dottie, everybody.
So, it's kind of a fun thing to have on your desk. And let me see, desk toy. We got hats and we got T-shirts from Veteran Trash Talk. So whoever wins is going to be able to choose from that.
Is that button a red button or?
It's yellow. I'll put it up to the camera. It's looks like that. Got a little glare here, but it just says It says Trash Talk on it. And
that button's pretty cool, actually.
And you press it, and it's
That's right. Face. Front leader incident. Move.
It says a whole bunch of things. I think there's like a 10 sayings or a dozen sayings or whatever. So it'll be fun. But in the meantime, we're just going to talk about stuff. Things and stuff. And these aren't the things that hit the main, like the above the fold type, like when you turn on the news and you watch 30 minutes of Fox or CNN or One America News or whatever. These are probably not news stories that you're probably not gonna see them. So I kind of try to find the other things that are in the news that are somewhat important, but you just might find interesting.
Get lost in so much traffic out there.
Yeah. So Spanky says, or Leah says it's like an easy button, but like the button you smash and it goes, that was easy. I think you get that from Staples, but it says like a bunch of other different things. But it's a Veteran Trash Talk brand. First thing I'd like to talk about is artifacts that were taken from Iraq. Now, when I first saw this headline, I was thinking, oh, crap. But in my mind was, okay, when we left Iraq, ISIS kind of filled in and they busted shit up. But the way that the story was presented, like the United States of America invaded Iraq and took all their shit. But after reading the article and understanding the article, that's not what happened. That's kind of what some of the headlines are trying to say, but that's not really what happened. So let me fill you in on some of the details. This is really a crazy story. The United States is returning more than 17,000 ancient artifacts that were looted or smuggled out of Iraq after the 2003 U.S. invasion, including a 3,500-year-old clay tablet that bears part of the Epic of Gilgamesh. Tens of thousands of antiquities disappeared from Iraq after the invasion that toppled its leader Saddam Hussein. Many more were smuggled out or destroyed by the Islamic State, which held a third of Iraq between 2014 and 2017 before it was defeated by Iraq and international forces. U.S. authorities working to recover the artifacts recently reached an agreement with Baghdad to return such items seized by dealers and museums within the United States. I read a story, and I don't know if these are parallel stories or if this is the same story, but it was a. I want to say that a bunch of these artifacts were purchased by Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Why would they purchase?
Well, the thing is, Hobby Lobby is probably, they're just in the market and they have buyers out all over the place. So they, you find cool shit and you buy it. You bring it into your store and you sell it. That's what buyers do. They don't necessarily know exactly where it's coming from or where it came from, right?
They sell weird stuff at Hobby Lobby.
They have some really cool stuff. I really like walking. If I go through, okay, this might anger people. I've seen a bunch of posts. I was like, hey, what's the worst candy ever? And usually the first thing on the list or the second thing on the list is like candy corn, or it's circus peanuts. Dude, circus peanuts are like...
circus peanuts? Yeah.
That's like on my number one list. If I ever walk into a Hobby Lobby, I'm walking out with about 4 or 5 bags of circus peanuts.
Ugh. Well, you can have my share. Go ahead. I like getting their saltwater taffy.
Is a fucking soup sandwich. Fix it.
I just pressed that button again because Veteran Trash Talk's Big Earl's in the house here.
Ooh. Big Earl?
Big Earl. So anyway, we're going back to Bobby Lobby. Authorities seized the Gilgamesh tablet in 2019 after it was smuggled, auctioned, and sold to an art dealer in Oklahoma and displayed in a museum in Washington, D.C. So I don't think that there's like a bunch of just nefarious crap going on. I think it's just people find stuff they like, they buy it. They buy something that's historical, so they send it to a museum and it gets displayed. It's not like they're trying to hide it. But then it comes down to, oh my gosh, this was smuggled out of Iraq, or this was like a recovered piece from when ISIS, fucked things up after the United States forces left. It said that U.S. antiquities dealers bought the tablet from a London-based dealer in 2003. The Epic of Gilgamesh is a 3,500-year-old Sumerian tale considered to be one of the world's first pieces of literature.
Wow, that little rock.
That's not it. I just grabbed there's hundreds of pictures of these 17,000 artifacts. It's huge. Iraqi's ancient heritage has been decimated by conflict, destruction, and looting, especially since 2003. Thousands of artifacts are still missing. After 2014, ISIS raided and wreaked havoc on all these historical sites in what UNESCO called an industrial scale, using to loot and fund its operations through a smuggling network. So these things were looted and thrown out into the market for cash. And ISIS used that to fund their Hearts and Minds campaign, right?
I better be quiet on that one before we go down some tinfoil time stuff.
We can go down any path you would like.
That sounds like something the CIA or NSA would do.
With the help of international agencies, Iraqi authorities have been using all these agencies to track down, return, and preserve the country's archaeological relics. I mean, Iraq has some of the most awesome stuff, and it's like they're on the like page 2 of cool shit in the Middle East. Normally, you go to like.
Aren't they enriched with a lot of history though?
Super.
In that
a lot
general
of it.
region.
A lot of it. A lot of it. Oh, Spanky's testing her testes. Turn your head to the left and cough, Spanky. And as you're looking to the left, grab a snack.
I hope someone has a big hand for those.
I found a new snack. I think Spanky would appreciate this. I don't snack a lot. I try to. I'm not a healthy person, but I don't eat shit like on purpose. But I did find some, dude, white cheddar Cheetos bites. Those are awesome. I killed a bag.
White cheddar ones. You finally had some, huh?
Dude, white cheddar is the bomb. What I was looking for, I just had a taste for like white cheddar Cheetos. And then I found white cheddar Cheetos bites. And I couldn't find the white cheddar Cheetos. And those are just as good.
I'm going to have to go try those now.
I think that.
So I like the little cheddar, the white cheeselets, the little square things.
Oh, Cheez-Its?
Yeah, I like those. The white ones. The white cheddar.
Why do you just like the white ones?
I think they taste better than the orange little orange man ones. Sorry.
Do they turn your fingers yellow? And you get the yellow cheese and the yellow Cheez-Its cheese in your fingernails and stuff. I'm big on getting my hands dirty, like not getting my hands dirty when I eat. That's why I don't eat. If I eat ribs or something, it sucks, dude. And I feel
you eat with a fork.
I feel less of a man because I'll eat like barbecue chicken with barbecue sauce on it. I'll eat the shit out of it, but I'm going to use a fork and a knife. I guess because I'm a civilized motherfucker. I just
You're a gentleman, huh?
I just don't like getting my hands dirty, man. I've heard that, Spanky, using chopsticks to avoid the cheesy fingers, because she's a next level snack queen. I might have gotten that idea from you. Those cheesy bites, I'll poke them with my fork. Because like for lunch, I'm like stuck in a rut. I'm in a lunch rut. I have every single lunch I have, it's either. I used to just do like a Velveeta shells and cheese and tuna. And I'd eat that. So I did that for the longest time. And then I'm like, okay, I need something else. So I had these power bowls. You stick in the microwave, power bowl, you eat it, and it's supposed to be good for you or better for you. But then you look at it, and it's like loaded down, super, super heavy with like carbs and crap. But now I do, every week I go to the store, I get 3 heads of romaine lettuce and a thing of little cherry tomatoes, and I have like Parmesan cheese, and I'll shred the Parmesan cheese, and so like for the last year and a half, every lunch has been.
He says you need to go out and get a wife.
I know. Oh, a wife.
Yeah, a wife.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you need a wife.
I'll hang out with my salad, my Caesar salad at lunch. So there's chicken in there. It's just a Caesar salad. It's good enough to fill me up. I got.
Have you tried those little like protein little snack packets or something? It's like little cheese or sausage in it or something.
No, I don't.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do. I do. It's got like nuts and then there's it's like a protein pack. You have like there's some meat, there's some nuts in there, and then there's other
Maybe you
things.
should put that in your lunch hell box.
I'll do that.
That's something different.
I'll grab that, so I'll have like more protein with my lunch.
Yeah.
It's just good, because I go to the thing is I go to the doctor. I had a VA appointment last week, and the results came back, and he's like, "You've got really great cholesterol. It's just everything is in line. Everything is good. I don't have any suggestions." So I'm like, as long as the doc's happy with the condition of my body, yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.
Do you have dental though? Caused by any chance?
I did see that. I think Spanky's proposing to me. Yes, I do have dental. Uber Eats has destroyed the need for chivalry. You know what sucks is everything now when I order something to be delivered to the house, it doesn't matter whether it's Domino's or pizza or anything that you
Uber Eats. You gotta listen to this, man. You gotta really listen to this. I was out on my vacation and they showed up the house with Uber Eats where I'm at, and the person just drops a dozen of eggs right there in front of me.
Oh no!
Yeah, because they'll do groceries too, besides just fast food in certain towns. And they showed up with my groceries and dropped the eggs everywhere.
Oh no! Well, was it? It was probably in a bag, or was it in the carton at least? Didn't make.
It was in a carton in the plastic bag, and the plastic bag just gave out, and it just all over.
You know what's cool, because in your part of the country, you might have had like a dozen. You could have had a 12-egg omelet, depending on how hot it was.
Well, it was hot where I was at. It was Arizona.
It starts frying the eggs, dude. Arizona, you're like 16 feet from the sun. That has been proven as a scientific fact.
My son was like, "You should get some bacon and throw up on the dash down, and
you got a smart kid.
Sandwich with bacon, huh?
You got a smart kid.
Yeah.
That's a forward thinker right there.
Yeah, he thinks he's 40, 50, and he's going on 14, something like that.
So
Greg is up.
it seems we can't get past a show without talking about the Rona, which has been a part of our life since 2019, and it sucks. I hate it. It's ruined many businesses, many municipalities. It just sucks because it's just
good show.
my gosh, it pisses me off because it's being politicized. Is it a problem? Yes. Should you get vaccinated? Yeah, probably. But I'm not gonna say you have to. I'm not gonna be that Nazi, that shot Nazi. You gotta get a shot. And now there's all these mandates that. Now there's going to be a mandate if it hasn't been released yet. It's fixing to be released. Active duty military, mandatory vaccine. That sucks. But in the private sector, the drummer for the band, The Offspring, lost his fucking job because he didn't get the vaccine. Pete Parada says that he's been dropped from his band, The Offspring, and their tour. They just started touring again, because what musicians do is they'll sit in closets and in studios and in their garages, and they'll make and create music, and it's really great music. But the money that they make is usually going to the record companies. The only time that they really make money, and they do make money for making music, from the record companies, from the label, but the only time that they really make money is when they're on tour, playing their music. The road. That is the time when they start making bank. So the drummer posted a lengthy note on his Instagram page saying that he came to he has some unfortunate and difficult news to share. He says, quote, "Given my personal medical history and the side effect profile of these jabs, my doctor has advised me not to get the coronavirus vaccine at this time. I caught the virus over a year ago. It was mild for me, so I am confident I am able to handle it again. But I'm not so certain I'd survive another post-vaccination round of Guillain-Barré syndrome, which dates back into my childhood and has evolved to be progressively worse over my lifetime." Parada wrote in his note another quote. It says, "Since I am unable to comply, which is increasingly becoming an industry mandate, it has recently been decided for me that I am unsafe to be around in the studio and on tour. I mention this because you won't be seeing me in any of the upcoming shows," he said. He says, "I want to share my story so that anyone else experiencing the agony and isolation of getting left behind right now knows that they're not entirely alone." That sucks, dude. That is Chelsea. That is a very succinct way of putting it. That's just shitty. It is shitty.
It's just depressing to hear that, Koz.
The dude.
That's up.
Okay, when coronavirus came around, they said, okay, we're gonna develop a vaccine, but the vaccine's not going to be mandatory, and you're going to have a choice: either take it or don't take it, and we're not going to discriminate, and all this other stuff. And that's nothing. I've seen exactly the opposite of that. I've seen nothing but discrimination for people who choose. It's not like they're anti-vax people. They just choose not to get this vaccine.
There's some people that can't take it.
There's some people like Peter here who can't take it. The doctor said don't take it, so he is following doctor's advice by not taking it. But he's out of a job right now because he can't, or he won't take.
He's doing what the doctor tells him.
He's doing what the doctor says. So, but he's suffering the consequences. But he's really taken the high road, and he's got a super great attitude about it, and I appreciate it. He says, I have no negative feelings towards the band. They're doing what they believe is best for them. Well, I am doing the same. Wishing the entire Offspring family all the best as they get back at it. He doesn't have any bad feelings towards this. I mean, he gets it, or he I mean, deep down you got to figure this guy's got to be pissed. He's like, well, shit.
He's probably came to a conclusion to live with it. It's not, other band members. It's probably the management above them.
But he's a talented drummer. He really is, and it wouldn't surprise me if you see him gigging around with other bands.
Watch him start his own band, a new one.
Well, there might be some contractual things in there that he can't start a new band, but which allows him to still have an income if he's not playing with the band. So I think gigging might be an option for him.
Well, I hope he can do something. I really do.
That sucks. So we're gonna stay on the Rona trek here, but it's not really. Okay, Holly says I'm not taking it, but I've never even had a flu shot. I've got folks at work. I've got a guy at work who says, and he was a service member. He's a veteran. He's older than I am. He says that he doesn't take the flu shot. He won't take any. He doesn't take any shots. He's an anti-vax kind of guy. Because he said when he was in Germany, he took the flu shot and he was down for a few days. He doesn't want to feel like that. I'm like, all right, dude. Guess what? The dude's in the hospital. He's not in the hospital with any coronavirus. He just has health issues. He has a lot of health issues. So he's. I don't even know why I brought that up. He doesn't. I mean, the reason he's sick is not because he refused to take a shot, or he doesn't take the flu shot, or doesn't get a tetanus shot, or anything like that. He's just, he's a diabetic.
He has some issues that need to be taken care of.
Yeah, he's got. Jim Handy says, so how could he be mad? I think you could have an attitude. If I was the drummer for the Offspring and going, dude, we've been working for a couple of years now, literally, and we've got all these songs together, and we've worked so hard on them. We're going to go on tour, but Peter, we're going to have you stay at home because you haven't gotten the Rona vaccine. You're not fully vaccinated. I can understand. I can understand. It's like I've been laid off from jobs before. It's not because I can't do my job. It's because I got laid off. There was just a rollback in people. Oh, God. Sorry. Chat. Holly, Jim. He said the band and him are making a decision to be safer. Yes. How could he be mad? Exactly. But in the back of his mind, you got to be pissed. You're like, fuck. You can be upset and be upset at the decision that was made, but not hold any personal grudges. And that's where I think he's sitting right now. Of course, he's probably upset, especially when you're talking about his personal income. This is his job. He plays music for a living. It's not like he's a biochemist or an engineer on the side and he plays music on the weekends. This is what he does. And
one thing you don't do is play with someone's money.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no.
Yeah. Chelsea, I think I'm there with you. I'm upset for him. I think he's got a great attitude, knowing that he's got a good talent pool within himself to reach back on, which I think he'll be gig drumming or recording drum tracks for other bands and getting paid that way. He's just not touring. I'm sure, Every artist, anybody who has ever played music, that is the highlight. It's not the writing of the music and that process. It's getting up on the stage in front of thousands or tens of thousands of people and just knocking that shit out of the park. That is a lot of
Now,
fun.
could you do that? Get in front of that many people?
Oh, yeah.
And you're not going to get stage fright?
A lot. I get horrible stage fright. I was in a band in Korea, and we went on to compete in the. It was the U.S. Army Soldier Show, and they chose certain individuals to go back to the States and then tour stateside with the Soldier Show. And then they had a U.S. Forces Korea Soldier Show, and I toured with them. So we went all the way up from the DMZ all the way down to Panmunjom, or from the DMZ all the way down to
And this is when you were
Chejudo.
active duty?
Say again?
This is when you were in service, right?
Yeah, I was in the service. I was in Korea for 18 months, and the last 6 months of that was touring. Just getting a bus and we're going
That'd
here.
been nice, not doing your job.
It was cool. It was cool, but it was horrible as far as physically. You're not doing PT.
Very
You're
demanding,
getting up.
is what you're saying.
You're loading the van. You're driving the van. You unload the van. You set your shit up. You go to sleep. You wake up the next day. You do a show. You tear it down. You load the van. You go back to sleep, and then you get up the next morning and you drive somewhere else and you do the same thing. Sometimes you'll have like a stretch of 2 or 3 days off, but I think we probably hit every freaking every like a NCO club in Korea.
Yeah.
It sucked. It was a lot of work. It was a whole lot of work. But you're not doing PT. You're just with a bunch of people who you don't know, you don't work with, and you become very close and you become a family. But it was kind of, I would have preferred to stay in my unit. Looking back at everything, it was a great experience. I wouldn't say, I wish I didn't do that. But if I had to, knowing what I know now and I had to choose, I'd say, nah, let me stay in my unit. Because everything just got personnel-wise, because it was a permissive TDY thing. It's not like I got paid for traveling. It's just I earned my Army paycheck, and it was a permissive TDY. The commander could have said, hey, specialist, come back. And they would have had to let me go. But we were so over. We had soldiers coming in, but no one could leave because everybody was stop lost. So folks that were on orders for Korea came to Korea, but people that were on orders, I was on orders to go to Fort Lewis, but I couldn't go to Fort Lewis because I was stuck. And they're like, okay, we need to let some people do something. So that I got to do the Soldier Show thing, which was cool. And we had really big audience, a lot of small audiences. Gosh, I should tell this story. It's been a long time since I've thought about it. We played with Earth, Wind, and Fire at Camp Casey, and that was fun. It was just it was a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of interesting people and like legit producers and legit musicians and a lot of session musicians that are in there. A lot of USO tours came through, and it was a lot of fun. So I learned a lot, but my mindset at that time wasn't in the right place. It's like I think I joined the Army at the wrong time. I joined very young. I was like right out of high school, and I had no maturity. I moved out of the house, and I tried to I'm going to make it on my own. My parents don't know shit, so it's just I was a rebellious kid when I joined up. So I wasn't in the right mindset. Had I waited a couple of years, I probably could have been a badass soldier who's retiring as a fucking sergeant major right now. But I wasn't in that mind space. I had a bad mind space when I joined up. So I did 9 years and I got out. I did 4 years. I got out for a year, and then I went and did another 3 years, 11 months, and 29 days.
So you had a chip on your shoulder while you were in. That's what you're saying.
I was just, I'm like a forever specialist. I didn't want to be an NCO because that's when you get corrupted.
Okay.
So I loved my job. I got to work on aircraft. That's awesome. Who wouldn't like to work on aircraft? This is awesome. I got to fly almost every day. And then it's, they're like, hey, you need to go to the board. You need to go to PLDC. They call it something, a BLC, Basic Leadership Course now. I had no interest in that. So I got my
Because you didn't
promotable.
see it as a job.
Right.
Saw it as,
As soon as you become an NCO, then all of a sudden, okay, you're going to be an arms room NCO, or you're going to get thrown into something else that's not your job. Because we had E6s that were in charge of what we did. They were the actual squad leaders. But if you're an E5, you're kind of in the middle of things. You're kind of in a purgatory between being a technician and being in charge of shit. So you get thrown in charge of like NBC crap. I'm not banging on the Seaburn people, but damn, that wasn't fun for me. So, and I didn't want to have anything to do with that. So I decided
think that job took a special type of person
so
to do it.
I wanted to be a technician, so I ended up getting out, and I'm still a technician, which is awesome. I just do R&D now.
So you don't work; you just go and play.
I play every day, and I get paid very nicely for it, and it's really awesome. If I stay, well, let me see. I joined up in 80. Well, I signed the papers in 87. I reported for basic in 88. So 98, 2008. Yeah, 2018 would have been 30 years. So 2018 I probably could have done it. I didn't have that. You didn't have
the drive, is what you're saying.
No, I didn't. I wasn't motivated to do that because, I look at the other E5s in my platoon and in my company, and it's just like, it's like being a corporal. It's like, what are you?
It was the climate. I got you.
Yeah, I get. I was always in great units. I was blessed being in all the units that I served in. I was in great units. There were very few shitbags, and if there were shitbags, they were taken care of. And everybody did their jobs, and the command structure took care of the soldiers, and it was awesome. But I just didn't. I wasn't motivated enough. I was almost motivated enough. Because, you try to do, I'm going to go to Green Platoon and be in the 160th, because that's what every, aviation kind of person wants to do. All the maintainers like, I want to go to 160th, but fuck,
Right.
You just kind of, and I'm speaking for me, you just kind of lose your motivation. Like, fuck, I got to do a whole lot of PT. I served with folks that made their E5, and they're like, well, there's nowhere left for me to go here. So they went to selection. They went to SFAS, and they ended up making it. And they retired. One guy, they both retired. Actually, one's retired at Fort Lewis, and the other guy, he ended up dying after he got out, but just health reasons. But the two guys that I know of that went to SFAS, they made it. So it's not like I lacked that motivation. I wasn't proper. I don't know if I was properly motivated. I just didn't have it in me. It wasn't in me. It's in a lot of people. It's just not in me. How did we get off on this? We're talking about drummers for Offspring, and we're talking about Koz's military history here.
Well, you were doing music.
So does anybody? Okay, everyone has their pandemic, their pandemic apocalypse bingo cards. I've got a new number for you. I'm going to give you a second to grab your cards. Grab your pandemic apocalypse cards. Okay, who has plague chipmunks? Plague chipmunks. Anybody?
Going once, going twice.
Park officials closed some areas on the south shore of Lake Tahoe earlier this week after some chipmunks tested positive for plague. Tyler Creek Visitor Center, Kiva Beach, and their parking areas are off limits through today. They were supposed to be opened up today. During this time, the U.S. Forest Service will be conducting vector control treatments to those areas. El Dorado County spokeswoman Carla Hass says that this is really crazy because you make a statement on behalf of what the chipmunks did. She says, the chipmunks that were tested had no contact with any people. So here I am thinking you're going to get like a dozen chipmunks. You're going to bring them into an office and you're going to debrief them. Were you ever in contact with any humans? I can't do my chipmunk voice, but no, we didn't see any.
Alvin
No, we didn't see any humans.
That's a nuts.
So the Forest Service officials expect for the facilities to be open again by this weekend. Hopefully they've got it back under control. But how do you find out that you got? What do you get? Like an overly aggressive chipmunk?
I don't know. Maybe they're walking around with foam coming out. No, that's rabies. Never mind. Oh man.
Hey Jim, we actually talked about that a handful of shows ago. China found some new viruses in like 10,000-year-old ice that have never been seen before. Yeah, we talked about that, and they were. I think where we left off in that is they were trying to reconstitute them and bring them back to life, and some of them did come back to life, but they didn't. They didn't survive long. It's not that they're failing; they're just not succeeding yet. It's not for lack of trying, though.
Do you really want to bring some of those back, though?
Not really at all. So we got some Seaburn shit talking going on. Seaburn, what is it?
Sounds like we got fighting words about to throw out.
Top 3 useless MOS branch in the 21st century. Seaburn. I don't know. I think they have a purpose. But I think now it's different. And I don't know. That's such an MOS, and I always saw horror stories on that. Like if you are an actual NBC, a Seaburn person, you're going to be exposed to like a nerve agent, and then you get recovered from being exposed to a nerve agent. That just scares the shit out of me. I would rather jump out of an airplane every fucking day than be exposed to any kind of chemical agent or biological agent.
The basic training, what we did, that was enough for me. Not even tried that job. I had enough of that. I couldn't even do what you're saying. Even think about that. Nope.
No, I like you go to the gas chamber, you take off your mask, and what's your social security number, and then you choke up, and then you got snot running down off your face. That's good enough for me. That's fine for me. I can do that all day long. But man, actually being exposed to, and I don't care if it's a diluted virus or a diluted agent, I don't care. Or you're in your MOP4 gear and you're going into a completely legit contaminated area, using your papers to detect things and doing your decontamination. That's too close for me even. That's not what I want to do. That takes a special person. I don't get it.
Special or very crazy person, maybe?
Well, I don't know. First of all, it takes an incredibly twisted person to develop these kind of nerve agents and chemicals and bioweapons. But I guess in order to be able to treat them and to operate in those environments, you have to be trained to do that. And what better to do that than to have a Seaburn person?
Train like it's real world.
I'm glad there are people that want to do that. How many people got tricked into doing that? You go to the recruiter, it's like, hey, you can be an 11 Bravo. What's that? Oh, that's an infantryman. Okay. Well, you can do I don't know what the designation or the MOS is, but you can be this. Well, what's that? Well, that's nuclear, biological, chemical something. Oh, that sounds great. I want to do that. And then you get through basic, and you go to AIT, and then I don't even know where they do AIT. And then it's like, damn, you're just messing with some messy stuff, man. You can't mess up. You can't screw up.
Oh yeah, that's one job you can't screw up.
Well, you can. You can do it once. So all
It'd
of
be
the
hard to live to tell the story though.
So all the people, okay, of all the people that go to Seaburn training, the ones that don't graduate, are they the ones that died? FLW, Fort Leonard Wood.
Yeah, Leonard
Fort
Wood.
Leonard Wood, okay. Jim Handy. That's where I need 5 volunteers. I need 5 volunteers came from.
And only 4 came back.
EOD is another one of those things. Oh man, I had a lot of folks that went EOD for my MOS just because our cutoff scores. No one was getting promoted because we were flooded in when it was a missile system was decommissioned. We had a whole bunch of NCOs come over and they just flooded my MOS, so nobody was getting promoted. Our cutoff scores were 998, and then they dropped the cutoff scores to 798, but then they got rid of the SQT test. So everybody, like, rising tide floats all boats. Everyone just kind of went down to 798 was the max, but no one ever got above 798.
I'll do EOD before jumping out of plane, before messing with chemicals and all that crap.
Yeah, that's just...
I'll do EOD in a heartbeat.
So let's on to other news, because we're kind of 2 minutes to the top of the hour, and I've got missing whiskey to locate, and I'm going to talk about housing here for a second. So let's talk about Mike Pompeo. You might know him from he was best known as President Trump's attorney, right?
Yeah.
He was also director of CIA. He's just a badass. He's got a lot of titles to. Yeah, I know. Missing whiskey. What? State Department. He was also the Secretary of State. State Department is reportedly looking into a missing, very expensive bottle of whiskey given to former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo by Japan. According to the New York Times, the gift was given to the State Department while Pompeo was traveling in Saudi Arabia in June of 2019, making it unclear whether the former Secretary of State ever actually got the bottle. So what's the big deal, right? Turns out the State Department says that the whiskey was appraised at $5,800 for the bottle of whiskey. Dude, how many shots are in a bottle of whiskey? Someone do math. How many dara per shot is that? So through his attorney, okay, I guess the rules are you can't accept personal gifts valued over $390 without purchasing them.
Right.
So through his attorney, William Barrack, Pompeo claims that he never received the bottle of whiskey, and he does not have any knowledge of its whereabouts. He has no idea of the this is his lawyer speaking. He says he has no idea of the dispensation of the bottle of whiskey.
It's an empty bottle somewhere.
I'm just thinking somebody in the staff just says, hey, there's a bottle of whiskey. He's not going to drink it. And here I'm thinking when I'm reading the story, I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't drink, right? But then I see pictures of Mike Pompeo with like huge steins of beer. So I know he imbibes.
There's nothing wrong with enjoying some whiskey here and there.
So Jim Handy with another great comment says they're really looking into the important things. I'm sure they're getting to the crack smoking Biden kid soon. So real quick, before we go to break, let's talk about housing. Housing. Anybody who owns a house, if you're active duty, and I mean, it doesn't matter. Across the country, housing prices, the cost of housing has gone up. A house that you might have purchased for $200,000 is now like $380,000 or maybe even $400,000. In some areas, it all depends on what the market is. Between houses between $75,000 to $200,000 are now houses that are $180,000 to like $390,000. And those are like usual. Those were normally classified as like first buyer homes. So the housing markets are hotter than ever, and I need to change the graphic. Housing markets are hotter than ever, and big money is getting in on the act. And this is really not a good thing. And I've got some opinions on this, and I'll share them with you in a second. Pension funds and investment firms. And there's a whole list of them, but the one that most comes up is an investment firm called BlackRock. They're snapping up family homes, sometimes entire neighborhoods in the United States at a rapid pace as prices go higher. They're forcing the prices to go higher. I mean, these investment firms are like buying entire neighborhoods. And it's not that they're trying to turn around and sell the properties, is they're trying to turn around and rent the properties. At the same time, the soaring cost of home ownership means that the growing number of younger Americans renting rather than buying houses as they start families and gravitate toward the suburbs. Some of them may find their next landlord is based in Wall Street or in London's financial district. Analysts argue that this will improve, this is a quote, will improve standards in the rental sector and offer more choices in desirable neighborhoods. But some tenants who rent from corporate landlords dispute this, alleging substandard services and excessive rent increases. Now, aside from the rent increases, to have a corporation being in charge of the condition of your home, does that ring a bell like for like military housing?
Ding, ding, ding. That's just, I can just picture how bad that's going to get in a couple of years.
Because that's, I think, and I might be misspeaking here, but aren't corporations managing the conditions in military housing? It's just a corporation that it's like a property management, I guess.
They're in it for profit.
Oh yeah, it's definitely profit. Yeah. So
they're gonna overlook some things.
Or they're just like, we're not going to take part, or they're just bitching and complaining. And you know, a house is something to take care of. I mean, you got to maintain it. And I've often thought about, okay, I'm fixing up my house and I want to sell it, but what am I going to do? I'm going to sell it. I'm going to make a massive profit on the house that I'm sitting my ass in right now, but I'm going to have to pay 60 to 70% more to move into another house that I really want to live in. And that's
even if you rent for a while and then get that real house you want later.
I really don't want to rent. I'm sour on renting only because they kind of lure you in with a low rate, so you settle in. I want to belong somewhere. I don't want to rent. I want it to be mine.
What is it? You don't want to lose the value of your money. You want to.
I would rather have a little bit of equity.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Or a lot of equity. I've got a lot of equity now. So Louis Saujon, that's a cool last name. Military housing is trash unless you're an officer. Barracks is the same way. They use the funds to improve the upkeep of living for soldiers. That's just my opinion. That's why most soldiers who have families would rather live off post. I would say that that's true. When I was in, this is old, I got out in 96. So our barracks were old as fuck, but they were well maintained. We didn't have, everything was concrete. So we didn't have worry about, and we didn't have kitchenettes in our areas. It was just you have a rec area on the floor that you're on. A community bathroom was some of my experience when I was at Hood. We had 3 floors, 4 rooms per floor, a common area in the middle. Every room had its own shower, refrigerator, stuff like that. We didn't. I mean, now I hear like the barracks, you have like little kitchenettes, and they're like an extended stay hotel. And I guess that would sum it up pretty accurately. We didn't have any of that cool stuff. So it wasn't like there was a wood construction thing. Every barracks that I lived in was a concrete something or other. Your walls were concrete. It wasn't like there was wood to rot. And there wasn't a ceiling to get moldy. There was nothing to get moldy. Everything was concrete. Most of the buildings on base were left over from World War II, and they were not too bad. We had... even when I was in Korea, we lived in concrete. I mean, there were like concrete barracks. I'm just gonna, and all the Katusas and stuff. They stayed in the Quonset hut areas.
They weren't made out of paper.
No. So here's my take on this. BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street currently control $20 trillion in assets. Let me say that again slowly. $20 trillion in assets. BlackRock just reported this year a $10 billion surplus. So BlackRock has been buying outright homes priced between $30,000 and $200,000, just buying them for cash. A part of growing up and making your own way usually includes buying a house, getting married, and starting a family. These investment firms are taking all of that away from the younger generations by making them lifelong renters rather than homeowners. And by that I mean, when you graduate college and you get that girlfriend and you decide to get married and have a family, you're just starting out in the workforce. You're not making enough money to to afford a $500,000 house. Because I mean these institutions are purchasing up all of these houses and then they're turning around and they're renting them. You can't find a house for a reasonable price.
What's going to happen though because of all this? Is it going to collapse the housing industry again?
I think, and this is my personal opinion, that the prices of housing it's a constant. It's a constant. People are always going to need some place to live. So these institutions are purchasing these places to live and they're renting them instead of selling them. So that's like it's like a guaranteed paycheck. You know, you're going to rent out a house that, let's say it's 1,300 square foot house. So that's enough for probably a 3 or 4 bedrooms, 3 bath. And you're probably getting $1,500 to $1,800 a month, guaranteed income. Rather than have a house just sit empty on the market and a bank owns it and they're not earning anything on that. So these big institutions are just buying up these houses, and not the big houses, not the super huge houses, but just the single family, a couple of bedrooms and enough for a family of 4. And it's just kind of pricing those houses out of the market for people that are just getting out of college wanting to buy a house. Yeah, one company running all the renting. No, it's not just one. BlackRock is the biggest, just because they have the biggest balance sheet. At the end of the day, what did I say? $20 trillion among all of them. BlackRock they hold half of that. It's like $9.1 trillion or $9.8 trillion in assets. That's so much money. And then they turn around and they say, "Hey, we had a $10 billion surplus." They can buy 250,000 homes a year for that. That's just sick money. That's just, once you start adding too many zeros, people just kind of forget about the value of money. Kind of like when politicians get into office, they forget about the value of money and what it takes to earn that money.
I wonder who's backing that company, though.
The Fed. The Fed is, because all of these are Fed-backed companies. What's happening is all these companies during the coronavirus thing, the government, our government, is throwing money at everything. Here, have free money, free money, free money. These investment firms were collecting on that. So it's like free money. So why not? If they lose, fine. They never had it in the first place. But the thing is, they invested it into these housing markets, and they're winning. Holly says you can still find affordable homes for sale in rural areas. Holly, I don't like it when you type the word rural because I can't say that word very well. The cost of housing and the cost of living is insane now. It is. I'm glad I got in where I'm at when I did. It's a timing thing, but I mean, really, who really knows how the market's going to go? How's the housing market going to go? How's the bond market going to go? Because the bond market and the housing market kind of go hand in hand. Who really knows? I mean, who's pulling these strings?
That's a whole we can go through with a long show.
I'd need somebody with it. I mean, I'm pretty well read on that stuff, but man, I seriously, to explain it and to break it, like Red Leg says, break it down Barney style. To break it down Barney style, we're gonna have to find someone with many more brain cells than I do.
That could be a hard task to do. You're very well educated yourself. So.
There's things I know because I want to know them, and then there's things I know because I need to know them. And then there's other things that it's like, okay, I'm aware, And that's about like housing. I know how to finance a house and how that works, but there's a corporation behind. Corporations want to make money, and that's where my knowledge kind of goes. Cut off, because that's way above my pay grade. I don't know. I'm never going to be up there in that high seat doing things like that. Not because I don't aspire to do great things. It's just that's just not what my thing is.
Everyone has their own differences, but what do you got after break? What are we gonna talk about?
Yeah, we're gonna take a break here for a second. We're not gonna talk about shit. We're gonna do Drink That Tune. And just as an example, if you guys were here in the first part of the show, you heard my explanation. But if you joined in kind of afterwards, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a snippet, just a very small part of a song, or I'm going to play a very small part of a movie line, and you're going to have to guess. As far as the movie lines go, all you're going to have to do is just like name what movie that came from or what TV show that came from. But if I'm playing a song, you're going to have to name the artist and the title. So I'm trying to find just as an example. Okay. Let me get this queued up here. Ugh. So I'm going to play something like this. Like that much of a song, and you're going to have to tell me who the artist was and what the name of the song was.
That sounds like fun.
It's going to be fun. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at all these songs I have to choose from, and there's a lot of really cool stuff. Like if I'm going to play this, you're going to tell me, the audience is going to tell me by typing into the chats the name of the song and the artist.
And when we get back after break, we'll probably go back over the rules and make sure everyone's in where we're at on that, and then go at it. How about that?
Okay. All right. Sounds like a good plan. We're going to take a break. This is going to be a couple minutes long. If we get disconnected. Okay. Leah Buck says, New Divide, Lincoln Park. Absolutely. So Leah Buck would get a point. That is exactly what it was.
Oh, we're going to have some good competition going on.
Oh, yeah, but this fellow named Elliot says that he's going to beat Spanky.
Ooh. Which chat are we doing this in where you
all of them.
All
of them. See, I've got the combined chat here so I can see everyone's response. But usually about the top of the hour is when my stuff starts like malfunctioning. So with that said, if we do get this disconnected and it says, okay, the stream has ended, we are going to relaunch. And we're going to do this because I've got 20 songs that I would like everybody here to guess on. Okay? And those are out of order. Okay. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to be back in just a couple of minutes.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
To me.
WTF Nation Radio.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Okay, what's the name of that song? Anybody know? All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the second hour of Friday Night Freedom. My name is Koz. This is WTF Nation Radio's presentation of Friday Night Freedom. So thank you very much for being here. And we're going to start Drink That Tune. And what the goal is to win prizes. And I've got prizes. Well, anywhere from T-shirts to CDs from Assuming We Survive. Posters, books, T-shirts, hats, this really awesome button from
Let me break it down Barney style.
from Veteran Trash Talk. You can win one of those. Anyway, so we're gonna play this game. What's gonna happen is I'm going to play a very short piece of a song, or it's going to be. What are you doing back there, Ship? Like,
hey, I'm getting the treats and surprises ready in the
oh,
gifts.
gotcha.
Wrapped them all and getting them all ready to go.
Okay, well, good. So anyway, we've got a bunch of prizes, and we'd like to give that to the person that scores the highest score. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a very, very short, like 1 to 3 seconds of a song, and it's up to you to tell me in the chats the name of the artist and the name of the song. So if I play something, And Justice for All from Metallica, you just write Metallica and Justice for All. And that would be that would be cool. Spelling isn't a big thing. Sometimes these songs, the portions of these songs are performed by different artists. So either one of the artists are okay as long as I've got it written down, and I've got this list here, and so that's how we're going to do it. I've kind of thrown in something different. I've got some movie clips, like one-liners from movie clips or television shows, and you just have to tell me, what movie that's from. I'm going to put that up there, and I'm going to start the first one. I have to do this correctly, or else everyone's going to hear everything that I do. So I got to turn that down, start playing that, and then get it to the 3-minute and 25-second mark. And this will be our first one. So what I want is the name of the artist and the name of the song. One more second. This is hard. My slider is not very accurate. One more second. Okay, so here we go. All right, is everybody ready to start?
Let's get her done.
Louis Saujon says, I can do movies for sure. All right, let's go. So put your answers in the chat. Hopefully I'll see them all. Here we go.
Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine.
All right, that's all you get. That's all you get.
Let the games begin.
Okay, Leah Buck gets a point. Country Fried by the Zac Brown Band. So, Ship, I'm going to ask you to keep score. Can I ask you to keep score? Is that a cool?
Yeah, I got my pen and paper here.
You got your pen and paper? Awesome.
Well, I'm being a good specialist here.
Yeah, there you go. So Spanky, or Leah. Oh, damn it. Got that.
So who officially won that one, right?
Leah did.
All right.
Okay, the next one coming up. This is a lot harder to do live than it is not live. So I have to go to 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Here we go. All right. I need the name of the song and the artist.
Where the peaches grow.
That's not the one that I was talking about. Where the peaches grow. Okay. Now I need to go to 3:15. 3:26, 3:18, 3:17, 3:12. See? 3:14. All right. We're just going to do it from here. All right. Here we go. Here's song number 2. All right. That's all you get. Let me see the guesses come in. Who's fastest on the typing machine here?
Who's the keyboard warrior?
Who's the keyboard warrior? Lewis.
Oh.
Lewis got it. He did the In the Club 50 Cent. That's all I need. Name of the song and the artist. In the Club 50 Cent. So Lewis got that.
Good job, Lewis.
Well, I've got a graphic for the Drink That Tune thing. All right. So Lewis gets a point. This one is going to be quick. This one's going to be quick, and it all depends on how quick your fingers are. Ready? Everybody ready? Ah. How about that? 2 notes. 2 notes. I can name that song in 2 notes.
You really could, huh?
Oh, Leah Buck got it. Leah Buck got it. That's a Have a Drink on Me by AC/DC.
She's good.
She's really good. She's almost a savant when this comes. Yeah, she's super good at this. Super good at this. Okay, song number 3. No, this is song number 4. Song number 4. This is good. This is a good song. I like this song. So I have to fast forward this song to 3 minutes and 32 seconds. 3:15. Come on, Koz, get it. 3:21. 3:29. 3:24. That's good enough for me. Okay, here we go. Song number 4. Everybody ready?
Cover much ground, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day.
All right, that's all you get. See, the reason why we stopped doing this is just because of copyright infringement. So I'm playing like, a couple of seconds of a song, and it's not like we're making money on this. I mean, we just do we do what we do, and no one here is getting a paycheck. So it's not like we're making money on it. We're just trying to have fun. Bunch of veterans getting around, or anybody for that matter, just getting around and having a good time. So do I need to play that again?
Well, you got people calling the song, but they can't.
Leah Buck got it. No Diggity by Black Sturt. Yeah, that's No Diggity by Blackstreet. I like that song. That's a good tune.
I don't know who to bring when I have to play the Family Pursuit game. Okay.
Yeah, Lewis, that was No Diggity by Blackstreet featuring Dr. Dre. So if anybody would have said Dr. Dre or Blackstreet, that would have been good. That would have been good. So this next one is a good one. This is a good one. This is kind of an old school song. This is song number 5. I got to get to 3 minutes and 57 seconds. 3:37. No, that's too far.
I'm sure Lewis will catch up to Lee.
Lewis is good. Okay, here we go. We are at the prescribed moment here. So, here we go.
I can see Pookie doing his air guitar with that.
Right?
Right about now.
Damn, Lee got it. She actually typed it in a Boston accent, which I'm really impressed with. So what's the score?
She get 2 points for that?
No, she just gets 1 point. I don't want to make it unfair for everybody else. So what's the score? Do we have a score total here?
Well, Lewis is 1-1, and then Lee has been winning them all.
Don't fret. Don't fret. Because here we have a movie clip. Who's the movie clip person? Here we go. Going to play a movie clip, audio from a movie clip. So tell me what movie this is from. You don't have to say who said it. You don't have to say who's in it. All I want to know is what movie is this? Okay? Here we go.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
What movie was that?
I need to put that in my ringtone.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
We're going to give that to
John.
Tara. Oh, Tara. I saw Tara.
I saw John,
Nope.
yeah, John.
Hold on a second. Party Boston. Just wait. Yep. Kindergarten Cop. Louis Sojourn gets that. That was good. That was really, really close. So Lewis gets that point.
Oh, Lewis got one?
Lewis.
All right. Yeah, Lewis did get it in before John.
Barely. I'm like we're talking microseconds here.
Yeah.
All right.
Glad we could pull up the chat
This
log.
is good if Andy is listening from the 16 feet from the surface of the sun, she'll get this. This is going to be a very short clip, but it's very recognizable. Ready? Here we go. Song number 8. That's it. That's it. What song is that? And what's the band? One note. Oh my gosh. Leah Butt. Subdivisions by Rush. That is absolutely the correct answer.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with
She's
her.
using Shazam.
The thing is, no, there's no way Shazam can pick this up.
Okay. I think we need to change her name to AI.
AI. I mean, wow. We kind of played a version of this game at her house, and she's a Sin. I think you're a little bit behind. If you want to get like on par with what we're hearing here, go to 50 Cent in the Club was way back 6 songs ago. So there might be a little bit of lag. If you want to get on par with us, go to U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook page or WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, and you'll be here with a lot of other people. Everybody else is on the Facebooks. Maybe the YouTube. He's a commenter from YouTube, and he's here all the time. Thank you very much for being here all the time. But that might be a little laggy over there on the YouTube. So come over to
our
WTF.
Facebook WTF Nation Radio page or U.S. Army WTF Moments, and I guess you'll get a little more action getting in your answers than YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, you might need to refresh. Oh, okay. Yeah, just or refresh. Okay, so here we're going to play this is a movie clip. Name the movie. Name the movie. Name the movie. Here we go.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him. I know him.
Oh, Hunter.
Lewis.
No, Hunter. No, I got one.
Hunter. Yeah,
Hunter.
You're right, Hunter.
Hunter got that. That is probably one of my favorite movies. Way to go, Hunter. Nice work. Oh, here's one. Number 10. I got to get this piece of paper out of my face. Number 10. Okay, starting at the beginning. This is going to be a very short clip of a song. What I would like is the name of the song and the band. To me, this would be a little bit harder. But here we go. I'm challenging you, Leah. Here we go. Ah, what is that? Does anybody know that? I don't know. To me, that seems an obscure song. Oh my gosh. We're gonna give that to Leah. We're gonna give that to Leah. That is Bangarang by Skrillex featuring Sierra. So very, very good. That's what that was.
She's an actual person.
Is she an actual person? So later, let me see. It's just a cool song. I like that song. It's kind of heavy on the head, audio wise. So that's some of the rest of the song. So yeah, I like that song. All right, here we go again. So Leah got that point?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the next one. This is number 11. Number 11. That's it. Come on, Joseph. Where's the video? You want video?
I guess they want to see the lovely face.
They want to see. Oh my gosh, Leah got that again. Everything to Everyone by Everclear. Here's my ugly mug. Here's the video that you requested. Okay, so WTF Nation Radio has been around for a little more than 5 years. And we used to have a host here named Jay Reddy. And he made music. And if you are maybe an old school person, you would know what this is. And this is number 12 on the list. What's the name of this song? I already gave you the artist. If anybody's going to get this, it might be
Ice.
It is a hard one. And everybody gets a point. I'm going to put this, everyone gets a point. Everyone gets a point. $5. $5. And that was all of the, when we were on Mixer, you can do and win Dara. Dorra. It was just like a play on the word dollar. You can do certain things. You can defuse bombs, or you can rob somebody, or fight somebody, and you would win money. And Red Leg would call it Dara. And Jay Reddy made that. We had a host, and their kid was on, and we made her say some fucked up stuff, and it was recorded, and Jay Reddy made a song about it, and it's called $5. Okay, back to the real stuff that we're doing. I kind of threw that in there just as an old school homage for.
Yeah, you got to put some history in this.
Yeah, we got to put some history in there. We used to be pretty off the hook and undisciplined, and now I think we're a whole lot better radio station than we were in the past. We were just like drinking and partying and stuff way back in the day, and now we're just kind of responsible. We're responsible adults now.
We're becoming more mature.
More mature. Okay, so here is song number 13 of 20. Okay, so we got to get that game on here. So I've got some obscure songs, kind of acoustic type stuff. So as soon as this person starts singing, I'm going to cut the song. So here we go. Okay, what's the name of that song?
This is like me watching the Powerball numbers come out, looking from one chat to another. Like the balls are jumbling, they're about to come out.
Oh, Leah Buck got it. Evanescence, Bring Me to Life. Oh, Sin was just behind her. Wow.
Leanne and Rick were almost coming in at the same time there.
Damn, that is just awesome. That is a really good acoustic performance of "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence. I would have accepted Amy Lee as well. So here's another movie. Yeah, this is a good one. Okay, ready?
Here's a shot out of a cannon. Oprah, Barbara Walters, your wife. You gotta fuck one, marry one, kill one. Go.
Okay. All you got to do is name the movie. Just name the movie. Joseph. No, Hunter beat Joseph by a millisecond.
Joseph.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like at 36 seconds, it was Hunter, and then 38 seconds was Joseph. That's crazy. That's awesome. Man, you guys are really, really good. Okay, here's another song. I'm going to accept 2 answers as far as the band goes. Okay? Here we go. Yes, there is more than one feed.
Since we reach out to so many different platforms.
Joseph, did we just become best friends? Leah just won it. Gold Dust Woman, Hailstorm. I would have also accepted Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac. Song number 16. I need to, this is actually, you have to get to 23 seconds. So, this is a good one. And I just threw this together last night.
At random.
At random. So, maybe with some better planning, I can do a better job. But this is what we've got so far, so we're going to work with it. So this is the next song. All right. Name of the song and the name of the artist. Damn.
Damn.
I think we're going to have to give her all the prizes and then ban her from participating in future shows.
Or give her like a 3-second handicap for others.
So that was Boston, Don't Look Back, and Leah got it. Man, she's good. She's really, really good. Okay, I've got here's another movie clip. Not a movie clip. It's a TV.
Must be all the karaoke she does.
It's a TV show clip. She's got a karaoke thing like in her backyard and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so here is a show. It's a TV show. TV show. Name the TV show.
Cartman!
It's not Bill Cosby.
Thank you for the last, Joseph.
Hunter gets a point. Hunter gets a point. That's South Park. Way to go, Hunter.
Sorry, Louis. Hunter beat that one.
I feel bad for Sin because he's the only dude in Facebook or in at YouTube, and he's playing his ass off. Cartman. Okay, here's one that everyone, I don't know. I think Holly's going to get this one. I think Holly's going to get a point on this one. Here we go. Name the artist and the title of the song. Here come the answers. Hunter! Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey. All of these right answers are coming. Everyone who has answered has been correct. But the first one to be correct was Hunter.
Hunter beat Lee on that one.
Yep. By 1 second. Okay, song number 19. Oh wait, I've got 21 here. So 19. Song number 19. Ready?
19.
Has everyone recovered from Tennessee Whiskey?
Everyone should get this next one, I think.
I think so. Here we go. So I think the name of the song is easy. The name of the band is probably not, unless you know. The name of the band was not Fuck. Leah. Yes, Edward.
Edward
Edward gets it.
That took Lee a little time to figure out.
I like this song. It's just groovy, man. I like it a whole lot. Okay, so we're here playing. It's called "Drink That Tune." I'm gonna try to do this every couple of weeks. I don't want to do this every week because you're gonna eventually run out of music and it's just gonna get boring and stuff. So I'll bring this back as a feature every few weeks or something. Does that sound good? I think that sounds pretty good. But Edward's late coming to the party, but he got a point.
Yeah.
Okay, there's two more. This one is a song. The last one is going to be a movie clip. So this is so easy. It's easy for me because this is my genre of music. Lewis says he's going to be at JRTC next month. Man, good luck to you, man. I mean, everyone goes to NTC and JRTC, and just have fun with it. And it's just a thing, and shit's going to suck. And just do your thing. Do your job. And that's it. Best of luck to you, man.
Short-lived period in time.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Song number 20. This is, I like this song. All right. That's probably way more than you need to name that song. If you know the music, it's just really easy. If you don't, okay, Sin, what's the name of the song? Yes, Sin gets it. Sin gets a point. Sin, CYN gets a point. That's Stone Temple Pilots, Plush.
Yeah, I got Lewis there. Yeah, we're good on that one.
Yeah, Sin kind of had his answer in two different answers. His choice was in two different answers. He said STP in one and then Plush in the other. So and that's the name. That's Stone Temple Pilots, STP. The name of the song is Plush. And that was taken in like the 90s, early 90s. Was it 90s? I got to figure. Let me see what the 1993 in a park in California. I think that was before they became huge, but who knows?
Yep, they were both great songs though.
Yep. Okay, so here's the last one. Here's the last one, and it's a movie clip, so it's kind of easy. So tell me what. Yes, John, 1993.
Bingo, I win.
Okay, here we go. This is the last one. This is the last entry in here. I don't have any others here. This is the last one. Name the movie.
For the truth is that Team America fights for the billion-dollar corporations. They are just as bad as the enemies they fight. Oh, no, we aren't. We're dicks.
And yes, we are.
Joseph. Probably, it's arguably one of the greatest movies of all time. I love Team America. And thank you, Joseph. Joseph, you got the point on that one. Man. Thank you very much for everybody. I think, I got sent
You got
a
that list, right?
I got sent a list.
Yeah. So you can be the official caller on the winner.
Lewis, I think you won. Oh, wait. Are those... How many points do folks have? That's sideways.
Look at the other one.
See a picture of Barack Obama with a kick me sign on his back. Oh, that's another one.
I forgot. I sent that one. Whoops. I was photoshopping that one to put ice.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you just listed all of the stuff, and then I have to total this up. Okay, Leah got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Lewis got 1, 2, 3. Is that correct? I was looking for totals, like how many.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What the score is. Hunter got 1.
Yeah, Lewis got 3. Yeah.
2.
Hunter got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you give me a total of everyone?
Yeah, Lewis got 3. Hunter got 4. Leah got
like 11.
13.
13.
And Lewis got 1, 2, 3. Hunter got 4. Leah got 13. Joseph got 1. And Edward Williams got 1.
Joseph got the last one.
Yes.
So who came in second?
Be Hunter, Lewis. Well, Leah for first, Lewis second, third Hunter, and then Edward Williams and Joseph got 1 point each.
Okay, so number 2 and number 3 are Hunter and who? Edward?
Lewis.
Hunter and Lewis. Hunter and Lewis, send us a message to WTF Nation Radio's Facebook and tell us who you are. Give us your address, and we're going to give you a prize. And tell us what you would like. We have this very stylish.
Get to the fucking motor pool.
That the Veterans Trash Talk button of doom. But we also have T-shirts and things and stuff. Let me open up the page here. United Hero Apparel has provided 2 T-shirts. One's a large, the other's a medium. Let me see. We have an Assuming We Survive CD. Now, if you don't know who Assuming We Survive is, let me play some of their stuff. They're really awesome. They're super awesome. How do I do this? Uncopyrighted music. Okay, how about this? This is Assuming We Survive. Well, no. That's Assuming We Survive. That's Assuming We Survive. That's a Contact Left. And we play this song a lot. We're friends with the band, and they allow us to play their stuff. So that's Assuming We Survive. That's their CD. We have a bunch of like tank posters and stuff. Something from Tactical 16. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It's a book. Mark Liebman has like a bunch of books that we have. Veteran Trash Talk has provided a extra large T-shirt, a hat, and the desk toy.
Joseph's asking where she could get the button.
Oh, you can buy that from Veteran Trash Talk. Go to facebook.com and Veteran Trash Talk, and you can find all their stuff. They have a merch site.
That's the current merch they got, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
They got T-shirts and hats and stuff and things. So thank you all very much for hanging out with us, and we're just having a good time. I'm going to do this every couple of weeks. I don't want to do this every week because I think it would get old. And it's really difficult to comprise all of this stuff and listen to things and process stuff. And you really don't want to have a copyright violation, because that means you can be delisted, and that's not a good thing. So thank you all very much for being here. My name is Koz. This is Ship. I mean, Pookie's not here. Normally Pookie, the bearded wonder, is here. And
the bearded wonder.
The bearded wonder.
And he makes a silk and call it the bearded wonder or something.
He should
brand it.
Or some kind. He's got this big ass beard, and it becomes shorter and longer, and he's got the long hair and stuff, and he's just a badass dude. He can make his own like beard line. He's got a majestic beard. So I hope you all had fun. This was a lot of fun for me. I'm glad we kind of mixed it up a little bit and did this. Maybe we'll do some like what is that game site? Jackbox games. We like doing Jackbox games. My computer's kind of, it's not on the fritz, but it's not as good as it could be to play the Jackbox games. You know, it's that throughput thing. So I'm glad everyone was here. Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Ship, for filling in with for Pookie. Leah, man, you've got some serious savant skills as far as choosing, knowing songs and artists and stuff. You've got all this knowledge in your head.
I think she has a real day job working for all the record companies.
She might. She might be like super famous.
And we don't know it.
We just don't know it. Anyway, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. This is WTF Nation Radio. We have shows. We used to have shows 7 nights a week, but now, Spanky's on vacation and Ice is on vacation as well. When they return, we usually have shows Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but right now we just have Tuesdays and Fridays. So we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday for Pop Culture Warrior. We'll talk to you later. Thank you very much for being here, all.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine?
No.